Aloha, everybody, and welcome to our marketing webinar. Thanks for being here. We are Black Sail Capital, and if you're not familiar with us, we are focused on supporting growth in hospitality and in the boutique hotel space and in retreat spaces. And we're super stoked to have you here. And today we are having a guest on, one of our good friends, all the way from Costa Rica. And just to give a few highlights on his journey, he's had over $8 million in online marketing sales and specializes in media buying, funnel creation, and direct response marketing. And also across multiple e-commerce platforms, he does coaching. So if you guys have any coaching questions or you would love to collaborate or work with him, you can always send us a DM or ask us questions in the comments below. And so with that, I would love to welcome our guest, Fabian Cordoba. Fabian, how are you doing? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here. In my country, we'll say pura vida. So let me start with that, which pura vida means pure life, which is the beginning of every single good conversation. And I believe it's the best way to get this meeting kick-started. So a little bit about me. Well, let me just start by saying that I'm just a guy. I am no more than anyone here. The only thing is that I am curious by nature, and I am extremely, let's say, incentivized by trying new things. I am an entrepreneur by nature, and I've just been exploring things since I was a kid. I come from an entrepreneur family. My grandfather, he started his own business years ago, driving from Costa Rica to the United States and coming back in a bus, buying truck parts. So like we have the entrepreneur gene inside, and I decided to get involved in technology. That's kind of the one of the reasons that I've been able to be successful in a way. It's because I always try new things. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. So from a professional standpoint, it's just a great opportunity to meet people from all over the world. In this specific case, you guys from Hawaii in the United States, a guy just from Costa Rica, just trying to live a good life, a balanced life. Right now, I'm not at the beach, but definitely that's where you're gonna see me. I'm here in the house and it's raining, so that's why I'm like a little bit enclosed. But definitely, hopefully, we can get to experience another call so I can show you the background of a beautiful beach that I have that I call my neighborhood. But
Absolutely.
overall, it's just a blessing to be here, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or just go deeper in any specific subject that you guys want to have. I'm just blessed and honored to participate in this webinar.
Absolutely, man. Hey, dude, don't let this fool you. Normally, this is also rainy during this time, but we got lucky today, so that's why we're outside. We know that your area is just as gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing is that right now we're just kind of in this transition, season from rainy season to now full on summer days with full offshore days all day. So I can't wait for that. You can either find me working, surfing, or sleeping.
Sounds
Love,
like the life.
Yeah, living the dream, some people will say.
love that, man.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to answer any specific questions. I know you guys are super prepared and Black Seal Capital is here to stay.
Love that, man.
Yeah,
Good, Will.
yeah. So I'll just kind of thank you again, Fabian, for getting on board with us. This is really great. I'll kind of kick off some of the questions here. So I wanted to kick off on the topic of paid traffic and scaling.
Yeah, of course.
Why do you believe paid traffic is such a crucial strategy for businesses looking to grow?
Yeah, well, starting with the fact that I am from Costa Rica, the reason what I was able to, say grow and scale, it's because of paid traffic, right? So like I always look for ways of, let's say, speeding up or being efficient. And when you leverage, like for example, like online platforms, they have kind of their own organic presence and their own organic way of working. And if you're good in organic, paid traffic will just make it faster, easier, and more effective. If you want to go slow, you can do organic. Of course, it's for free, but if you want to push things, scale, grow, optimize, paid traffic is the way. In whatever platform you are, there's paid ways to do it, and at least that's what I've been able to find, that paid traffic, it's the I would say like a cheating way in order for you to achieve success, results, leads, sales, depending on what you guys are trying to do. Paid traffic, it's kind of the jet fuel, sort of say, in order for you guys to go from point A to point B.
Yeah, I would say not cheating, more so strategic planning, or tactical expertise.
Without a doubt, like and I call it cheating because like some people, they just don't know, right? Like I know still people like in this moment, like they don't know what paid traffic is, or they're afraid of going deep in paid traffic. Like I started running ads over 11 years ago, so like I went through uh so many things, so many algorithm changes, platform changes, regulation and whatnot. And at the beginning, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what can I do? How can I learn? What kind of questions can I ask? And at the end of the day, it's just like getting out of your comfort zone, breaking stuff fast and failing forward.
Love
Yeah,
failing.
yeah.
In the moment.
Um, so cool. So could you share some key metrics that businesses should track when running paid campaigns?
Yeah, of course. Well, like the most important like metrics that I recommend is, of course, knowing your numbers, right? Because if you don't know your numbers, you're going to be running traffic to something you don't know it's profitable. So really making sure that you have a cost per acquisition, or CPA, like we call in our industry, is the most important thing. How much you're willing to spend to acquire a customer, or a lead, or an opt-in form. It basically depends on what kind of industry you are. If you're an e-commerce site or an e-commerce brand, you're reverse engineering from how much you're selling, how much you're able to spend, what's your cost, your fulfillment costs. So knowing your numbers for me is the most important metric, and that will basically break down to the rest. Of course, understanding your profit margins, it's key. For example, if you're into high ticket sales or coaching, of course, you're going to have more room, but that will mean you're going to have less volume, right? So it's really understanding your numbers, your cost per acquisition, how much you're willing to spend. That for me is the most important standard key metric. We can go granular, but for me, that's the most important one. So you're in the profit zone or you're losing money.
Gotcha.
So good, so informative, and so insightful. Fabian, there's so many different platforms on which you can run ads, right?
Yeah.
We've got all the social medias, all of the places, all of the YouTube, and there's so many places on where you can run these paid ads. How
Mhm.
can a business choose the best place to run their ads?
Yeah, that's a great question, and thank you for asking, right? Like what the easiest way of answering that question is like knowing your avatar, like to whom are you selling, right? So there's going to be people that, for example, if they're like into the executive, let's say industry, you can use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a more professional, let's say, social media platform, quote, quote, because you're going to be able to be more, let's say, corporate. If you're trying to target people that are like in the younger audiences, it's TikTok or Instagram. If there's people that are a little bit in the older side, like people that are like above 50, 60, Facebook is going to be a good place. Also, like if your industry is more about let's say health, if it's let's say medicine, surgeries, people are always going to look in Google, right? So it's more like understanding your avatar. If it's like a more direct response, impulse buys, you can use social media platforms. If it's something like real estate, if it's something like health, if it's something that is high ticket, YouTube and Google are going to be most beneficial. And at the end of the day, like I'm just giving advice. Like I've worked with so many industries in my life, and at the end of the day, it's what the market wants. I've been surprised with even ads or products or offers that I'm like, this stuff is not going to work, and it ends up blowing up. Like I can give you like specific example when I started on e-commerce,
Classic.
and of course I had to sell to ladies, right? The ladies are always buying stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like literally selling in this ugly ass boots that I was like, who the hell is gonna buy this stuff? Apparently ladies loved it. And I was like literally like I got like an ego check because I was like, no one's gonna buy this stuff. And boom, they just started like hitting sales, hitting sales, hitting sales. And it's just like having an open mind and I realizing that it's not about what you think it's good, it's what the market wants. So that really gave me like a huge insight in really understanding that what matters is the offer and how you position this offer in the marketplace that is going to entail if it's going to be successful or not.
Such a good answer. Thank you. You even answered my second question that I had is like, how could you maybe give us some examples of industries and what platforms they should use? You covered that already.
Yeah, man.
One follow-up question that I have there that came up while you were speaking. Would you run the same ad on every single platform the exact same way, or are you tweaking the messaging based on the platform that you're putting it on, obviously based on the demographic that you're speaking to? Or is it
Yeah.
typically just like the same ad so you can get clear data? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
So, yeah, 100% makes sense. And that's actually a great question. Like for starters, I like to test the same just to make sure if it works. Because if it's working in one channel, it might work on the other one. But if it's, for example, if I'm trying to do something for LinkedIn, is going to need to have a complete different language than what I'm doing if it's a direct response product, right? If I'm talking about let's say Instagram and YouTube, if I'm doing reels and shorts, it's almost the same format, right? So it's just a matter of what matters are the first 5 seconds or the first 3 seconds of the hook that is going to basically make sure if it's successful or not. However, if we're talking about something like TikTok, it's like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Like if you're not able to get that click and people to stay and watch that, it's like a little bit more, let's say, fast action that you really need to just make sure that you tweak or not. But I heard this from one really wise human that taught me how to run ads. Split testing is key because one thing might work and the other one might not work. And I'm coming from an ad, from an angle, from a landing page, from the color of a call to action button. It's like that. Like when I started in affiliate marketing back in the days, I even used to change the color of the call to action button just to see if I got a little bit more of the performance. And sometimes it did, sometimes it don't. But again, at the end of the day, what matters is the offer. Offer is the most important thing. You can come and iterate ads, you can come up and iterate sales channels, but if the offer is great, it doesn't matter. Like you can sell in YouTube and TikTok, on Facebook, even in the street if you want. And the offer is good, and like the words of Alex Formosi, just make the offer so good that people will feel dumb not buying it.
Absolutely. I love that.
Oh, good. Thank you for answering those. Those are great answers.
Yeah, Fabian, you said you were like scared to tap into the paid marketing or the paid ads realm at one point, and I definitely felt that way with mine because I was like, well, what if I pay for ads now and then I'm like the algorithm or something does stuff to where it kind of locks me into this I don't know, this like cage of now if I want my stuff seen, I always have to pay for my stuff to be seen. It's kind of how I felt. So it's cool that you tapped into that. One question I had about like say ad optimization to get better conversions. And you mentioned A/B testing without saying A/B testing. What are your like top tips for creating ads that convert? I know you mentioned like changing color just then, but is there something that goes a little deeper into that?
Yes, of course. Well, for ads, the first 3 seconds matter. The first 3 seconds of your hook matters if you're doing a video. If you're doing an ad, another tip that I use, if you're using image ads, I increase the saturation of the image 3/4. That will immediately make the ad pop, no matter what. If I'm writing text, the first 2 sentences matter. If they either make people keep reading and click the ad or just make them just drop off whatever they're doing and they will just continue scrolling. So
Yeah.
remember that we're living in an attention era, right?
Yeah.
So our job as marketers is to be thumb stoppers, not thumb scrollers, right? So
Right.
if we are not, let's say, optimizing people to stop, we're wasting our money. So the reason why I like to use thumbnails that are, saturation is increased. I'm using thumbnails that communicate a feeling, an emotion, an action. Using the first two sentences of an ad are the most important ones. And I go back to principles. Like before I was like, oh yeah, what's the new strategy, or where can I go to this mastermind and learn the latest strategy, or what's the algorithm hack and all this stuff. And like if it's kind of always trying to be on edge in some things that you don't have control. So I came back to my roots and I became a principle-based marketer instead of a strategy-based marketer. So like go back to what matters, the principles, the pillars, education, calling attention, using the AIDA funnel, attention, interest, desire, and action. People have already spent years doing this stuff. So why am I going to try to come and reinvent the wheel with things that actually, like, they're not that re-optimized since we started? And at the end of the day, like, if you go communication, if you go to a newspaper, what sells in a newspaper? The headline, right?
Yeah.
So how can you make better headlines? How can you make good subject lines? At the end of the day, that transcribes to an ad, transcribes to a sales page, to an email subject line, to a sales letter, to a newspaper. They're the same things. We just call them differently, and they do the exact same thing. So subject line or headline, subject line or subheadline, a brief text, and then long form sales copy. They're still the same. We're just used in different manners, in different ways.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you have just to divert a little bit, don't you have a mastermind with marketing or something like that going on in Miami?
Yes, well, that's gonna happen in Q5, sorry, Q1, 2025. I got confused. See, now you get me excited.
It's the next one. You're right.
Yeah,
It's Q5.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is. It's
Yeah.
the next one.
Math is correct.
what's that about real quick?
Well, it's a really nice combination about it's a mastermind between a company that I collaborate with. They're focused in AI, but we bring a lot of people that are in technology, marketing, Web3, tech, and it's like a really nice mastermind that we do 2 times a year in the United States and 2 times outside of United States. I am trying to push them so hard to come to Costa Rica. That's what I really want. But that's a long push right now. But definitely like the mastermind, just to go back to the subject, it's business owners that are coming together in a collective of like-minded individuals. We're really focusing conscious leadership, the leaders of the future. You know that in this day and age, a lot of things going on in the world, in businesses, in politics, in geopolitics, and we're just trying to create this space to bring business owners, to bring people, founders to collaborate and join forces to network, inspire others, and learn. Because at the end of the day, that's the reason why I believe personally that I was able to achieve what I have achieved, is just like leaving my country. I love Costa Rica. I love my culture. I love my family. I love my people. But unless you're willing to go outside of your comfort zone, like spend those dollars, commit to growth, commit to take space and learning from others, to collaborate, to shake hands, to get in the right rooms, to forge relationships, is what really the business is about. And that's the reason why I've been able to break free. That's actually the reason why we're here. Like I'm just a guy from Costa Rica, and the reason why we're together, it's because we all here in this call and everyone out there listening and watching in the replay are basically excited to do something more, like go that extra 5 miles. That's what I say, right? Not an extra mile, extra 5, like David Goggins, like go hard. And that's the reason why you are able to achieve, or at least what I've been able to achieve in business, at least.
Love that. So before I go on to my next question, what's the name of your mastermind?
It's the name of the mastermind is called The Collective, and what we try to do is to change kind of the slogan year after year.
Yeah,
But this is a collaboration that I have with another company, so I'm just like helping them with marketing, sales, and
sure.
some automations with AI. But yeah, that's it. If you guys are
Sick.
in Miami and if you like the tropics, just let me know. We'll be more than happy to host you down there.
I mean, we definitely love the tropics.
Yeah. I can tell.
That's sick, man.
Um,
Dude,
I
well,
appreciate it.
so to get back on track, what are to wrap it back in, what are some of the best practices for targeting the right audience? Like whenever we're creating these ads, like how do you just
Your avatar.
yeah, how do you decide your avatar? How do you decide what is the correct direction to go?
Yeah. Well, definitely like breaking down everything on Essence is by far the best way of understanding to whom you're selling, right? If you know, okay, if I'm selling a product, for example, let's give an example. I am a marketing agency, right? I know I am going to be targeting business owners. I'm not going to be targeting teenagers. I know I'm going to be targeting male, females, between 20 years old to 50 years old that are interested in entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, development, automation, and scaling, right? So right there, I broke down the people that I'm selling to, people that are interested in business, people that are interested in sort of say in automation, people that are interested in growing businesses, people that are interested in selling high tickets. So right now I'm breaking down the audience that I'm going to be targeting at, right? So now what do? I create an offer or craft an offer based on that information that I just given you in order to make it so appealing that people are going to be like, oh my God, like this is it, right? So let's give you another example. I'm into fashion.
Yeah.
Realistically, 80% of the fashion is to ladies, right? So if I'm selling a fashion product, I'm going to be targeting mostly ladies that are 18 to 50 years old, sort to say. But if I'm selling dresses, okay, now I'm able to cut it even down, right? So now I'm understanding that the right offer goes tailored to a specific audience. Okay, so now ladies that are interested in yoga, ladies that are into fitness, ladies that are into healthcare, ladies that are into looking beautiful, people that like to take care of their hair. So you start diving deep and drilling down those audiences to really understand what to do. Let me give you an example. In my e-commerce days, I was selling more stuff to ladies, right? I already talked about this. We were selling a dress. And when I was scaling, I started selling to other countries, right? That's something that you need to do. If something is working in the US, it might be working in other countries, right? So just expand, look for other pockets of audiences. And I was targeting ladies in Australia. I started targeting bohemian dresses. I started targeting yoga dresses, yoga interests. I started expanding in women's clothing. So just keep opening up those audiences, the specific interests, behaviors, demographics, so you can really understand based in data. Like at the end of the day, I'm not making this, let's say, emotional decisions. I am extremely data driven. So as I said, I didn't like this product, but the data is telling me complete opposite, right? So why am I gonna, lie to myself? Oh no, I'm gonna put my ego first off. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're into, giving value, making money, assisting people. And that's the reason why I really focus in data-driven decisions, breaking down your avatar, expanding on business interests, demographics, and split testing age ranges, split testing countries. Again, depending on what you're selling, probably you're just staying or sticking to one country, but that still
Yeah.
doesn't matter that you cannot split test age, genders, interests, behaviors, demographics, even price points. Some people are
Right.
appealing to, for example, higher prices because they have a higher perceived value. Some people, they're not interested in buying something cheap because they might feel it's cheap. So like, I really feel that, understanding the offer, understanding the avatar is what really is going to dictate a successful campaign or not.
Yeah. That's awesome. So get super specific and do A/B testing across the board with those specificities.
Start broad, finish precise.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So one of the issues I had with wanting to do paid ads was like I thought that if I did ad spend, I was gonna basically spend an arm and a leg. Do you have any tips for like managing budgets and or maximizing the ad spend that you're gonna be putting into these ads?
Yeah, for sure. So the best advice that I can give anyone who started to who is considering starting to run paid ads is setting yourself a budget. And starting with a monthly budget that you can at least allocate for 3 to 6 months is key. Because we're basically into this for to win. And if you're only setting up a budget for a month, it won't work. It's like if anyone wants to go to the gym to get fit, are you gonna get fit in a month? No.
No,
So
not
this
at
is a
all.
process. This is a journey. And you really need to understand that running ads is really competitive, as the same as you will go to a gym. If you're not in shape and you want to go to the gym and get a six pack and start doing 100 pull-ups a day, it's gonna be hard. But it
Uh,
doesn't mean that it's completely say that it's impossible. You have to do it in a proper way by breaking down, setting up a budget, breaking it down for months, how much you can spend a day, and focus in the offer.
well,
Focus in the offer.
what if I only have like say like $5 a day or something for the month, or like $2 a day for the month? Is that will that still work?
Yeah, like that's a great question, right? So $2 a day is really stretching the algorithm, but in my opinion, if you're a small business and you're trying to start, I recommend to at least start with $10 to $5 a day, like a really good ads, and that goes a long way. Like I started running $5 a day ads, and then I started getting conversions, and then you can increase the budget, right? So it's about capitalizing your investment. The idea of allocating a budget doesn't mean like you're going to spend all and not make any profit, right? It's like when you have rent money, you should have rent money for at least 6 months. So it's kind of the same thing, the same principle of like having money to use, because if you need to scale, you need to scale fast, because
Yeah.
you need to strike while the iron is hot. So I use that principle because the last thing you want to be doing is running out of budget when you have a winning campaign. Believe me from experience, you don't want to be running out of budget. So going back to the example, $5 a day, then you're getting conversions. You can increase to $10 a day. If the next day you're getting sales, you can increase to 15, and so on and so on. At the end of the day, is capitalizing out of your investments and making sure that you're making money while you're able to cover those expenses.
Oh yeah, that's dude, such valuable information.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love the the real world experiences that you've had that you can bring and share with us. I love the emphasis on trust me. I've been there, I've done it, I went down the wrong door. Don't do it.
yeah,
Uh,
and I really believe that if you don't break stuff, you're not gonna learn. Like, believe me, I make so many mistakes in my life, and those are the biggest lessons that I've had. But also, you will never achieve like true success if you don't risk. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. And for
Yep.
anyone out there that is like, oh yeah, but what if I spend $1,500 and I don't make any sale? That's the wrong mindset. Like, why not like focusing in? Okay, I'm gonna spend $1,500 in a month or $1,000 in a month, and I'm gonna focus all my energy into before even starting to spend money, having the best offer, the best ads, the best sales funnel, have it optimized, like having the my page load speed to be super fast, because there's so many things you need to have in check before running ads that the people out there just focus on the money they're spending and not the actual back end of what you're actually putting that energy into. That you can start with organic traffic, you can build a whole ecosystem, and you can start selling on your Instagram stories. You
Yeah.
can start with that. You don't have to start like pushing traffic all at once, because if you have a broken machine, you're just going to be burning money faster. So what I do recommend before people start running ads is just make sure that everything is in place, everything is tested. Get 1-3 sales first to any sales page that you're sending, to any e-commerce store, to any funnel. Like, test everything first before running traffic. Believe me, I've I made so many mistakes. There was one time that I was launching ads, just to give you guys a little funny story. I set up my ads, and can you believe that I forgot to add the tracking link? So I spent like $500 to an ad, and I was like, why am I not getting any sales? Why am I not tracking anything? It's like, yeah, you dummy, because you didn't add the tracking link. So like,
Oh, n-
I made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. So like, the best thing you can do is like, whenever you're gonna do something, take your time, plan ahead, take your time again.
Love
Test
that.
again,
hey,
do it again, and then you're
valuable.
good to go.
Yeah,
That's so good.
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
So switching gears a little bit, we're gonna go into bringing up into funnel creation and direct response marketing. Could you
Uh,
break down the key stages of a successful funnel and what makes each one effective?
Yeah, of course. So funnels is like another animal that I love to try, right? So let me start with the definition of a website and a funnel. A lot of people don't have that clear, and that for me is the most important thing, having concepts clear. I never run traffic to a website. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. Why? Because a website is a catalog, right? So like you're never gonna have the best bang out of your buck. So the difference between a website and a sales funnel is the fact that in a sales funnel, there's one action only. So out of every single ad spend dollar that I push to that sales funnel, there's going to be one action in parallel, right? So one action, one consequence. That's what we want to have, right? So the most important thing between a sales funnel is that that action needs to count. It's either an opt-in page, capturing a lead, filling out a form, scheduling a call, a sale, right? So everything will vary from industry to industry, but the most important thing is that you need to have clarity in what you're trying to have the people that you're sending traffic to accomplish. Number two, please make the funnel load fast. Like you cannot be sending traffic to a page that takes over 5-10 seconds to load. It's going to be a waste of money. People are not going to wait for your website to load. Believe me, like the website, the funnel either loads fast or loads fast. Doesn't matter. Also, another very important key metric, please compress images. Please compress videos. Again, because this will actually affect the page loading speed. Did I say that the page needs to load fast? Yeah, yeah, that for me is the most important thing, and understanding that when you're sending a traffic to the funnel, you need to have clarity in what's the actual action that you're asking the person to do, so you can have everything tracked from the pixel. That is also very important. Have your pixel installed in all the steps, because if not, like you're going to be sending traffic and you're going to be a dummy like me, like not understanding why you're not getting conversion, and it's because you either don't put the proper tracking link or have the pixel properly installed, which is something very important. What other optimization and sales funnel top of mind? Have integrations with emails and SMS. That's very important, because what you want to do is have an ecosystem that is actually running automatically. So I like to call this the traffic and conversion side. So traffic is one ecosystem and the conversions is one ecosystem that both connect together and make a beautiful, let's say, planet, right? So that the conversion ecosystem needs to be working on its own, because anyone that goes to your ecosystem should have a lead capturing, lead nurturing, and lead conversion phases plugged in. So that's how I break it down. Lead capturing, lead nurturing, lead conversion, right? So with those three things, you're going to be building a business, because right now we're in the data business. We're not into the ad business. The ad is it's kind of the hook. It's like I call it fisher. I'm a fisherman, and if anyone out there is listening, or anyone here in the call, it's a fisher or a fisherwoman, we have to include everyone. You need to use the right lure to attract the right kind of fish, and you have to drop that lure in the right place where there's fish. Because if you use the wrong lure to catch some type of fish that doesn't want that lure, you're going to be fishing all day with no catch, right? So that's why it's very important to understand your avatar. You need to understand what kind of ad you're using and what vehicle, in this specific case, is going to be the sales funnel. That's why I use analogies, and that's the reason why I believe that really understanding, again, the avatar, the offer, the sales page, the ecosystem. And again, for example, if you're in a sales, selling a service, call it whatever. We're selling consulting, right? So what would I do? If I was selling consulting, I'll have a sales funnel that has a sales video with one call to action button that is schedule a call. Why? Because I'm selling a high ticket service. A high ticket service is anything from $1,000 to $50,000, right? So you put the price. So I want to capture as much information, as much data. So step number one will be opt-in page. I want to have your name, your phone number, and your email. Why? Because I want to send you emails and want to text you SMS messages with value, right? So step number two is going to be fill out a form. I want to qualify that lead. For what? To understand what are their behaviors, their demographics, what kind of, let's say, what kind of industry they are, what kind of, let's say, problems they have, what pain points, if they have money, if they don't have money. So once that person finishes that form, I'm going to allow them to schedule a call in my calendar. So once someone schedules a call in my calendar, after that, they're going to be sent to a thank you page, where there's going to be a video of me thanking them for trusting me and giving me the opportunity to have a call with them. So that's something that I captured a lead, I qualified a lead, I gave them value because they want to talk to me. And then during that call, after scheduling the call, I'm going to give them an appreciation message for them to understand that their time is valuable as much as my time is valuable, right? So I'm just going to tell them, please make sure that you're going to be on time. And also you can plug all that stuff with emails, automations, giving value, 10 reasons why you should trust me, case studies, different type of clients, testimonials, all the shebang, right? So the most important thing is that you pre-sell, you capture leads, you nurture, you qualify, and you talk to someone. Once they're on the phone, they're almost ready to buy. So it's a simple ecosystem. Doesn't sound that simple, but putting it into place just guarantees that anyone that I'm going to be talking in the phone is ready, right? And all that thought, I haven't even pushed a single dollar of advertising, right? So I build a whole ecosystem before I spent a dollar in advertising. So what happens when I start pushing dollars in advertising? Leads are going to flow. The ecosystem is going to flow. People are going to get qualified with my form. We're going to have calls, and I'm going to start closing leads. So I just gave you a little bit of insight in what you need to do before even turning the ads on. I hope I was a little detailed there.
Very good.
Any questions about that?
That was valuable. That was amazing. Sorry if you heard that echo. I really loved hearing you talk about Pura Vida and your family and alluding to that impact. So kind of segueing off that and changing the train a little bit. Costa Rica being known for its Pura Vida mindset, which goes beyond just a phrase, which you definitely alluded to. It's a way of life. It's a way of breath. How has Pura Vida influenced your approach to business and community impact, and how do you envision bringing the spirit into projects in collaborations with groups like Black Sail Capital or your group in Miami? Because Pura Vida and what the Costa Rica embodies is super special. Like, I think that's what naturally gravitated us as a team to you, Fabian, is your essence, your mana, your heart.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear your thoughts there.
Yeah, well, you touched something very, very important, that is the essence. I'm a marketer, and I cannot fake someone that I'm not. I definitely, I take my pride on who I am, my passion, as you were able to see. I'm really passionate about what I do. I don't mind sharing value. And at the end of the day, your success is my success. And I have an open door policy with my clients. You can reach out to me during business hours anytime. If there's anything I can do to support, I will. And that's what I translate to my companies, my projects, and anything that I do. because yeah, money is important, but relationships are more important. I value more relationships and I value more that human touch than anything else that I do. And that's the reason why I've been able to, stay connected and even connect in a deeper way with everyone that I know. I've gotten the chance of meeting so many beautiful people online, but it doesn't even, let's say, it's not the same when you get to really shake a hand, give a hug to someone, because that really cements the power of you being human. I like to connect not only in business but also in person with people. I am proud of saying no to a lot of people because I really want to focus and work with people that I feel that I'm aligned in values. A lot of people, they're just focused in, action, 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 or money, money, money. That's important, but I value more the true connection in believing that whatever I'm working with, this project or that project, are for a common good. And that's why, I've been able to align with valuable people like you guys in Black Steel Capital, working with the people that I'm working in Miami, and multiple different people that I've been, working throughout the years, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today without having that open mind, that open heart, and really learning. Like I am a student for life. And I do believe that I can learn as much from you guys as much as you can learn from me. And it's that equal exchange of energy, like putting yourself in win-win situations, especially because of what we talked about, right? Like this world right now has changed so much. There's so much envy, so much disgust, so many problems that people are just focused on the negativity, and I completely separate from that. I rather focus on what's good, what's positive, because a positive mind is a gratitude, it's a gratitude human. So like if you're focusing being like grateful and really making sure that you're good, any output that you do is going to be prosperous for anyone around you.
Love that, man. Writing songs over here, these words. So we've got about 10 minutes left on this call. Does anybody have any questions for Fabian with these last few minutes that we have?
We do.
Yeah, if not, we do. But I wanted to open it up to you guys. If you have any marketing questions that you had anything on, just go ahead and chime in if you want. If not, okay, Kai, Patrick.
Yeah. Hi, Fabian. Question is, at what point do you know when to pivot? Like,
That's a great
you're just like
question.
kind of you're like, oh, I kind of test this and whatever. At what point do you know to pivot, or are you just kind of changing things constantly to see?
That's a great question. So it all comes up to your offer, right? If you have an offer that is already generating sales, you just have to iterate. If you're testing something that you have no past data and this is something new, like if you have spent, for example, $100 into a product, if we go to the e-commerce example, if you spent over 100, again, making sure that the sales funnel or the funnel is done correctly before running a single ad spend dollar. If you have done everything in your power to make sure that that's set, if you run over $100 and you don't get an add to cart, like that's a done deal. Like you have to adapt the price ranges, you have to adapt the offer, but you touched a very important topic, right? Pivoting. Pivoting is the skill of a real entrepreneur, right? Like let's start with Elon Musk, right? The richest man on earth right now. Like he started back in the day learning code, he built PayPal, and then look, he's doing rocket ships, right? So he's not only focused in payments. The true spirit of an entrepreneur is understanding and realizing when your gut is telling you, okay, this is not it. We should try to do something else. And believe me, I've realized the best way of pivoting is not only when you're not making money, it's when you really feel that what you're doing is not correct for yourself. I've done affiliate marketing, agency, consulting, performance marketing, email marketing, e-commerce. And I love them all. But what really differentiates success from not success is your definition. I love doing all those things. Whatever makes you happier or whatever you feel it's the correct journey for you, that's what you should do. And I know I went through a philosophical tangent, but that also gave me the opportunity of doing it. So to answer your question from the beginning, when do you should pivot? If you're focused in performance, data will drive you. If you're not getting the information that you're getting from performance marketing, if you're not getting the clicks, if you're not getting the add to carts, that's it. If let's do an example for the consulting example that I just gave. If you have spent again $100 and you got 2 leads, definitely the offer is not good enough. Like what you need to know to understand is like when to pivot is like understanding your numbers. And that was the first thing that you guys asked me at the beginning of the call. Like what's the most important metric? Your numbers, your cost per acquisition. How much are you willing to spend to acquire a customer? So knowing that will give you right there a specific amount of money that is like, okay, so if I'm willing to spend $100 because my product is 200, that's right there your answer. But if I'm selling a $2,000 product and I spent $100 with no sale, I'll keep going. Why? Because if I make one sale, I made my money back, right? So it all comes up to knowing your numbers. I am not a mathematician, but I definitely know like if something is making money, just keep doing that. If something is not making you money, okay, you need to sit down, hold on, analyze what you're doing, how much money you spent, how many clicks you generated, how many conversations you had if you're doing consulting, or how many add to cards you've generated if you're doing e-commerce, or how many clicks you've generated. It's really understanding the back end of things, because if a system is broken, paid ads is gonna show it even more. So that's why like I really try to make like this exercise on understanding the back end, the systems, the ecosystems, understanding that you need to know your avatar, you need to craft your offer, you need to have great ads, you need to have a lead generation system, a lead nurturing system, and a lead conversion system. I know it's a little bit complex, but takes time to understand these metrics. But the most important thing is that you can do it if you plan before and ahead of time.
The pre-work is the most important foundation before the actual work.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing.
And double check.
And double check.
Double check. Yeah, 100%. Like again, like it's kind of, will you be willing to do a marathon without training? I don't think so, right? You wouldn't get yourself in that situation. So I just like to give analogies because it's easier to understand, because we can go tactical, we can go granular, we can go technical. And I know like most people here are more interested in, you know, what can you do instead of how, right? The how, I think that's the reason you should hire an expert, and that's the reason why you're here. But understanding the what to do is far more important, at least as a starting point, than really focusing in, oh, I need to do this, and this. Like you're just gonna get you're just gonna get a foggy mind, and you're gonna have paralysis by analysis. So it's best to start small and finish big.
It's amazing.
I hope
Dude.
you guys hear me because it's pouring rain right now here.
Oh no, we hear you great. This is just such valuable information. I'm like trying to digest everything right now. Luckily we're recording it so we can go back and re-listen.
You can ask questions anytime, brother. For you guys,
Yeah,
anything.
We got a couple more minutes. Does anybody else have any last questions before we wrap up? I just want to make sure we give you guys the most value possible.
Well, now that I'm here, before anyone asks a question, I just want to, you know, do a little video here of appreciation. So you guys, yeah, that's it. Black Seal Capital. Let's go. Very important. We're doing marketing always. Remember, guys.
Always be marketing. That's awesome.
Yes, you're either marketing or selling. It's all about that. It's all about sales and marketing. Any business, you'll be selling cars, you'll be selling rockets, you'll be selling floats, you'll be selling pokeballs, drinks. every single company needs sales and marketing.
150%. What a great way to end this. Fabian, how can people get in touch with you? What's the best way? What's your
You
love
can-
language?
Yeah, well, my love language is quality time, so we're doing it right now. So yeah, you guys can follow me at Fabian Cordoba, CORDOBA.co on Instagram. I'm always there. I'm also posting a lot of my journey, my life, my dog, and you can reach out to me over there. Let's stay in touch. I'm a pretty accessible person. And whatever you guys need, just hit me up. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions if it's the right time. And if not, I'll answer soon. But yeah, like that's the best way to get in touch with me. Of course, you can also take a look at what I'm doing. That is also going to be in the links of my Instagram. I'm always trying new things, learning, as I said, getting involved with cool people, and yeah, just stick around. Like I believe, this opportunity of me working with you guys with Black Seal Capital, it's just the beginning, the start of a seed that we're planting into becoming a huge tree that is going to provide shade, shelter, and food for everyone here. So it's just a blessing to be able to participate here. And I am super grateful for you guys for giving me this time to connect, to share some value, and definitely, hopefully answering some questions to everyone in the call.
Oh yeah, man. Well, the gratitude is reciprocal. We're so grateful to have you here, man, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and giving us all your golden nuggets. And I hope that everyone found a little bit of value in this today. I know I did. So yeah, man. Thanks so much for being here. We'll talk soon. And
Stay connected, everyone. Oh boy.
Pura vida, everyone.
Nico and I are sitting next to each other, so. All right, guys. Love you all. Live with aloha, y pura vida, and we'll see you next time.